I think it's really discouraging that you can have characters such as Sado that are just completely unviable, and Abba. I think Abba is the worst character in the game potentially. And now we have Abba, Elfelt, and Johnny, and neither of them are going to be competitively viable most likely. And like, when is the next patch? Maybe there's a new patch in 3 months, but Abba won't get changes because it's too soon after her release. And so from the next patch in 3 months, it will probably be 6 months. It'll probably be in December before Abba gets any changes. That's a crazy long time. Like, imagine you're an Abba stan and you want to play Abba competitively, and you can't play her competitively without nerfing yourself until December. That's almost an entire year. Yeah, but the thing is, Launch Sin at least got good. Launch Sin is actually the shortest amount of time to becoming good. Let me, you know what? Let me make a mini tier list. So this is the DLC tier list. I also do have tier lists from all the Japanese players that I got to talk to, but I don't want to. I actually don't want to leak them, but they are interesting. The reason I don't want to leak them is because I feel like that, you know, I just asked them to make it on the spot. It wasn't like a thought out one, and I don't want them to be harassed. Right? Okay, so started good. Started broke. Started good. Mid. Started mid. Bad. Horrible. Right? ABBA will be hella good after people use it for more than a week, I believe. I mean, it's good that you believe that, but none of the top players currently believe that. Okay, so we have Happy Chaos and Asuka started broke. I still like. I've talked to a lot of players, and they think that Asuka on launch, like in season two, was probably had an argument for the best character. Like, imagine the shit he has now, but Burst was a small bubble. Imagine you get hit by a fucking cube and you're at the top of the screen getting fucking gangbanged by cubes, and you couldn't burst. Um, oh, let me fix my glasses. So Happy Chaos and Asuka both started broke for sure. They weren't affected. Like, it is interesting to say. Some people say, "Oh, didn't they start bad?" They actually did not do anything for a bunch of months, though. It took until much later until Happy Chaos and Asuka started putting in tournament results. I think for Chaos it was like 3 months or more. It was like he was released in November, I think, and Yumisho got second a combo breaker in May, I believe. So it's still a bunch of months, right? They're not good on launch because they just take time to develop. Next up, we have characters that started good. I think Golus actually started good because the patch Golus came out in, he didn't have FD didn't do anything to guard crush, so he just had crazy guard crush loops. Um, you didn't really see it that much though, and I don't think he was good. He then also very quickly turned to bad as soon as they nerfed guard crush, he was like bad, which was like 2 months after or something. So he just got cut by system change. Were the DLC characters? Jacko started bad, not horrible but bad. Like Jacko on launch was bad. Biken was bad. Testament was horrible. Bridget was mid. Bridget got a patch pretty soon after that turned her like high tier. Sin started horrible. Bedman started horrible. Johnny started horrible. Johnny started bad, I'd say. I think Bridget's still actually okay. And I think Appa started horrible. It's a pretty crazy you could argue that it's like this too. And if you count the patch after, then it's like this. It's a pretty crazy spread. And the thing that I'm sad about is that the next character is Slayer, and Slayer's gonna be degenerate, right? Like, even if Slayer's good, he's not gonna be my type of character. And so, when you look at this ratio, right, that first off, we're not gonna get a character that I want for a long time. I want Venom, I want Dizzy, I want something cool, complex. Um, and the first chance we have to get this next character is during Evo, probably in August, and then they will suck. Like, most likely, they will suck bus ass. They will not be good, right? They could be. They could be having Chaos or Asuka, but probably they'll be bad. And then they'll probably not get any significant balance changes for 9 months after picking them up. Like, Bridget is good now, but she got changes pretty quickly. She got changes after like 4 months, I think. Like from August to December. Um, it's not 4 months, but whatever. Wait, is it? No, yeah. Um, never mind me. Um, Jacko took a long time before she became good. She like slowly ramped up. Elfelt's still bad. Baiken is still not top, like high tier or anything, but she's a little bit better. And then you have like Testament, who's still bad. Sin, who's now good, like top tier arguably, but he took from release in November until a full year into August before he became good. Bedman is still bad. Johnny is still bad, like 7 months out. Bedman has been out for how long? Since Bedman's been out for a year. Since last EVA Japan, right? It's crazy. But yeah, TLDR, I'm just like, I don't know. I wish they made the DLC characters a little bit stronger. Or at the very least, patch them more often. I have also been right about every single DLC character. I said Testament was like, if you look at this list and you asked Leffen, like, I'm pretty sure I can back this up too. The only one I could argue to be wrong about was Gold Lewis, because I thought he was bad, but he became bad 2 months after. I was down on Jacko, Elfelt, Johnny, Baiken, Sin, Testament Bedman, Abba. Well, Abba we don't know. Bridget. Yeah, I've literally been right about every DLC character except arguably Gold Lewis. And he wasn't even top tier. Like, he didn't really do anything that patch either. Spot the river bend right now. It's just that we don't really have many Testament players. I still don't think they're top tier or anything, but they're definitely better now than they used to be. Yeah, when Testament came out, I used to play Testament players with no Eddie Soto and win. That was my thing. What is this about Abba? Bitch. Oh. Okay, so do you want me to say... So the developers, when we talked to the developers at the after party, there were a couple things they said. They did say that low damage, low health characters were weak right now. They realized that. But they identified, they said that, like, I think it was Tempest who asked them, okay, what are the problems you see with the game balance right now? And said they mentioned 3 things. I'm sure they know a lot more. They also talked to the JP players more because language barrier. Which 3 things do you think that they thought was the problem? Do you think that they knew what the problems are, or do you think they're like out of touch? what they said was deflect shield input, because that's something they mentioned in the dev blogs, right? That you can get, like, you try to throw and you get this. And they did not want to make it a 2-2 input, which I think is good. I think what they'll probably do is that they'll make deflect shield input like 2 inputs. So like instead of just being D, it's like cortisol react H plus D to do it, or K plus D, you know, whatever it is. You can maybe set it for yourself. I don't know. I think that's the best thing. I think it's good that they don't make it down, because then you could just always up, like always. Then you could just make it so that cross-ups just suck. So that was the first thing. The second thing was Wild Assault. Let's go! Let's go! Your days are numbered, fucking shitty-ass Go Lewis players. You know what the third one was? Dude, the counter is so ass! What the fuck? It was that Sada was bad. Mashallah, bro. There's a god on this green earth. It's insane that Sada being bad was considered one of the main issues. I mean, they might have just been sweet talking to us. We never know. I was able to get into EVO Japan, yeah. So I'm going to EVO Japan. I've already said that I think it's more likely that Sada becomes a top tier again than Happy Chaos. Happy Chaos is like considered mid or low high tier by most people now. But people hate him so much that I think, and I've talked to a lot of top players and they all say the same thing. Like, we think he's kind of done. Like, it's a really low chance with how they nerfed Happy Chaos now, where they basically just said fuck it and fucked up his resources and his entire Sony game plan. He's probably never ever gonna get good again. Dude, the counter's so little. Happy Chaos already had his time. I think that's a really sad way to put it. When every other character that's been top tier, except for Chip, has been top tier forever.